I know it's insane, but if I don't try, they'll die out there." The storm was tearing the sky apart, visibility near zero. A flare shot up again, desperate, blinking red. That's when the bush pilot did the unthinkable. He turned his tiny plane toward a moving aircraft carrier in the middle of a deadly ocean storm. Hey everyone, welcome to Legacy Tales, where the most impossible choices reveal the deepest courage. This isn't just a story about flying, it's about a man who risked everything, for people he had never even met. Tom Reyes wasn't a decorated military pilot. He wasn't trained for war. He flew bush planes, small, beat-up aircraft, mostly used to drop supplies in Alaska, ferry fishermen, or deliver medicine to places maps barely showed. But that day, that one impossible day, he was flying alone over the Bering Sea, delivering emergency insulin to a remote research crew when the sky turned black. Winds slammed the wings, ice crawled over the windshield, then a flare. Red, faint, flickering. At first, Tom thought he imagined it, but then another one fired, closer, and then a voice on his weak radio crackled through static. "Mayday, small vessel, taking water, no lifeboats." He had two options: fly through the storm to safety and deliver the insulin, or turn toward a sinking ship he couldn't see, in waters so rough even ships were going down. Tom didn't hesitate. He turned into the wind. 15 minutes later, he spotted the ship. Barely. A fishing boat, almost split in two, waves crashing over it. He flew low, too low. His wings rocked dangerously. There were people on the deck, waving, screaming, but he couldn't land. Not on water, not in that storm. Suddenly his radio crackled again. A voice, strong, commanding. "This is Naval Carrier Jackson. We've locked onto your signal. Divert to coordinates 917. We'll guide you in." Tom's hands trembled. He said, "I'm in a 2-seater bush plane. I've never landed on a carrier." The voice replied, "You're their only shot. We'll light the deck. You just trust us." What happened next would go down in history. Tom's heartbeat matched the violent thud of the rain on his windshield. He could barely see past the ice and wind, yet the glowing deck of the Navy carrier flickered like a lifeline in the abyss. This wasn't a runway. It was a moving steel beast, swaying in rhythm with the ocean's rage. His plane wasn't built for this. No arresting hook, no reinforced landing gear. Just him, a cargo of insulin, and a gut feeling that someone's life depended on his insanity. "Pilot, this is Carrier Jackson. You're clear for approach. We've slowed the vessel and extended emergency nets." He looked down. The deck was slick with water. Wind gusts danced across it like ghosts. He had one shot. Every pilot instinct in him screamed, "Don't do it." But then he remembered the voice on the radio from the sinking boat. The woman who'd said, "My son's only 8. Please, we can't swim." He tightened his grip. "I'm coming in." The carrier crew was in full alert. Lights blazed. Crew members ran across the deck, setting up makeshift visual guides using flares and LED panels. One officer whispered, "He's crazy." Another said, "He's brave." Tom nosed the plane downward. The carrier bobbed just enough to mess with his angle. His altimeter dipped, wheels down, 10 feet, 5. Then, screech, slam, bounce. The bush plane hit the deck, skidded sideways, and for a second, it looked like it might tip. Then the emergency nets caught the wings, just in time. Silence, then cheers. But Tom didn't wait. He jumped out, soaking wet, clutching the case of insulin, and ran to the medical team waiting at the edge of the deck. "Get this to the boy," he panted. "He's got type 1. He doesn't have long." But as the medic took the box, another officer approached. "There's more," he said. "The ship you saw, it wasn't just a fishing boat. It was transporting refugees, families, over 40 people on board. Tom blinked. 40? You saved them all, the officer said. Your signal helped us locate and rescue every single person. Without you, he didn't need to finish. Later, as the storm cleared and the morning sun bled across the waves, Tom stood beside the carrier's captain. You ever landed on a carrier before? The captain asked. Tom chuckled. Only in nightmares. The captain grinned, then handed Tom a folded flag. Today, you weren't just a pilot. You were a fleet of angels. Tom looked out at the endless sea, then back at the rescued families being brought aboard. And for once, the man who usually flew under the radar had become the reason dozens were alive. Let us know in the comments. Which moment gave you chills? And which country are you watching from? If this story moved you, share it forward and follow Legacy Tales. Because sometimes the loudest heroes fly the smallest planes.